there are just a couple of back braces, and I wanted to see him before we really, dove into that. And now that I see him, I realize that something that would be a little more solid, in the front end would be beneficial for him. So I'm gonna, compare the two braces, and make a decision about whether one or the other would be beneficial. I'm not gonna, I don't wanna put him in a brace right away. What I do want is that we start to work on some of these activities and movements, and then see how he integrates them. And if we feel like he's not doing as well as he should, or he's slow to really build up in the chest, we can always add the brace in. But I don't want him to necessarily be playing with other dogs in the next month, so that's one of the reasons that I'm not gonna jump on the brace right away.
So when we take them out for a walk,
Mm-hmm.
at the beginning, the, neurologist up in Tacoma suggested that we use like a belt or a leash or
Right.
something on the backside of him to hold up here. So I've been using the, those PT bands. So I've been putting that under here and just kind of supporting him
Okay.
while he's walking. And it's kind of spongy so that he still has weight.
Right.
But like in the last, 3 days, we haven't been using it as much, just to see
How he used it.
how he can manage himself all the way around the block. So, and he's.
Okay.
So should we keep doing that or should we not do that?
So what I'm gonna suggest is that you watch for certain, indicators of fatigue. So if he can make it around the block without, his back arching up more or curving more to the side, then that tells me that he's able to use his spinal muscles effectively for the whole walk.
That's interesting.
Because he's
when-
always curving.
Yeah, well, what's interesting is that when we got almost like 90% around the block and we were at the Cranch's house, I saw him standing in the Cranch's driveway and he looked like a cat, like a Halloween cat.
Okay.
So he must have been really tired.
Yep. So what we usually say is take a break. So if you make it 90% around the block and he looks that way, I would stop and take a break. What we wanna do when he takes a break is we wanna help him relax the muscles. So changing his posture is one of the first ways to relax. And you've got a really nice way of getting him to relax by holding him, cradling him like a baby. And so I would say cradle him for 10 or 20 seconds and then see if he relaxes. You can hold him up like that for several minutes, but what I would do is, you're trying to get him to relax, and so put him back on his feet and see how well he stands. So if it only takes 10 seconds to get him to relax like that, then that's all we really need to do. But it also depends on where you are on the walk. So if you know you have to go the same distance back, then I probably would hold him for longer and give those muscles a little bit more rest. Okay. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Alright.
See, we just don't know what all those signals mean.
Right.
So when we see it, we're like, oh, is that okay? Is that bad? Is that good? Is it tired? Is it,
Exactly.
is that good? Is it bad? So.
Yeah, so when you see him curving, then certain muscles are getting tighter and other muscles can't compete. So we've got an imbalance going on. And it's usually the weaker muscles that can't compete, so they just kind of give up. And then it allows the stronger muscles to overwork and continue to be stronger.
Okay, so it's this side that's stronger. No, this side?
Well,
his
so
right
he